Good evening. How do the dates on an email magically change or spaces suddenly appear? Those questions are at the center of the controversy over whether House Speaker Glen Cassidy's office may have tried to frame a student activist.
Now the legislature's Black Caucus wants the TBI to investigate. News Channel 5 Chief Investigative Reporter Phil Williams first obtained the disputed email. And Phil, I know you've been taking a closer look at this.
That's exactly right. And this is a screenshot that House Speaker Glen Cassidy's now former chief of staff sent to Nashville's DA in an apparent effort to get activist Justin Jones locked up. If you look closely, there are some discrepancies that the speaker's office has yet to explain.
If an individual is willing to run a story that's not true about receiving emails, what else are they making up?
On Thursday, House Speaker Glen Cassidy went on the attack just hours after our News Channel 5 investigation revealed that an email sent by his chief of staff, Kate Cothran, had prompted Nashville's DA to ask for a special prosecutor. The email suggested that student activist Justin Jones may have violated a court order to have no contact with the speaker just a day after this incident on February 28th, where a cup was thrown onto Cassidy's elevator and Jones was arrested. Cothran sent the DA this pic of an email from Jones that was dated March 1st, but the activist's email had actually been sent on February 25th, 3 days before his arrest.
TBI needs to conduct an independent investigation of all of these matters related to that email.
The chairman of the legislature's Black Caucus, Representative G.A. Hardaway, says his members are not content with Cassidy's explanation of a computer glitch. After our story first aired, the Speaker's office released Cothran's first email to the DA's office, in which the real date does appear. The chief of staff later sent this pic to the DA with the bogus date. Cassidy's office says that's the date the email was actually delivered. But take a closer look. In the real email, the date appears on the second line. But in Cothran's pic, the bogus date appears under the email addresses.
The screenshot of the email truncated the email so that the only date showing was the false date. I have an issue with that.
Cothran had claimed that the date somehow changed when he tried to forward it to the DA's office. But look closely, the email was also copied to an address at Tennessean.com. But in Cothran's pic provided to the DA's office, a space suddenly appears in the middle of the email address. Was it altered?
There are several issues that need to be addressed here in terms of the civil rights, in terms of the criminal action with the email.
These questions come a day after Cothran's resignation and as the House Speaker continues to deal with the controversy over his former chief of staff's text messages. Included a 2016 text message where Cothran said black people are idiots, where he used the N-word, and where in an exchange with the Speaker, he used this black people meme, apparently in reference to a West Tennessee district.
I think if the Speaker of the House had come out last week and said that I'm sorry that these words were used and made a genuine apology, I think that would have been a good first step. Certainly not the end, but that would have been a good first step.
An apology is not enough. I don't want to hear I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I want measured steps. I want action taken. I don't want any more words. None.
Representative Vincent Dixie of Nashville complained that the racist text did not bring calls for Cothran's resignation, that it took vulgar texts about white women, as he put it, to bring about calls for change. That, these lawmakers argued, says something.
We want to change that deep state of bigotry, that deep state of misogynism that exists up here on Capitol Hill. That's where the Black Caucus is going, and we won't stop until we get there.
And tonight, the TBI says it is aware of the Black Caucus's request for an investigation. Nashville DA Glenn Funk has asked the state's DA's conference to appoint a special prosecutor. Now, the TBI says it will be working with that agency to figure out its next move.